Hello friends, it is Tuesday, July 24th, 2018. Today's high temperature was about 84 degrees. Don't know why I had a strange accent there, but I did, so thanks for dealing with it. And I know I was lazy last week, so we didn't get much of a garden tour, so I'll give you a nice one tonight. So I couldn't do this during the morning, one because I was busy with work, but two because it's AirVenture, the big EAA fly-in Oshkosh this week, and the sights and sounds are all of airplanes. So I'm coming to you with a nice, peaceful sight and sound of a garden. Lots of changes in 2 weeks. Corn and stuff really big, as we'll see. So let me sneak through what I'll call the boring stuff. Isn't it nice when my mixed greens can just be the boring stuff? We've cut a lot of lettuce. I had a party on Friday, cut a bunch again. It's doing real well. The beets are about ready to be picked. I'm certain that if I wanted to, I could go in there and pick a few. And I think the carrots are just about ready to be picked too. They're not growing anymore. I think it's been long enough. I'm just slow to pull the trigger. Actually, what else? Hold on. There's something interesting growing on the ground. Can I find one now? They usually don't last that long. I've got some mushrooms that are growing in the mulch. I should come and get a picture one day. The animals always eat them when they come up. I come out for breakfast, and it's like, oh, there's some mushrooms. And then later in the day, oh, they're gone. Hey, take a look. The onions look really delicious. We've been cutting them. As you can see, they've been used quite well. And this tiny little flower here is just very pretty. Kale is kale-licious. I really need to make that into some kale brownies or something. I think I've harvested 4 or 5 nice big zucchini like this so far. And they're delicious. We just cut them up and use them in zucchini bread and zucchini muffins throughout the year. Let's see, do I have any more? I got one more that's kind of growing there. It's looking a little sickly. And a tiny little one right there. Good, and I see there's more flowers, so we might even get more when I snap those off. Cool. Hey, my tomatoes are starting to turn red. Yep, Mom, that means you can have a BLT. I know, it's just what you're waiting for. Look at that. Looking pretty good, if I say so myself. No end rot. I can't exactly rip one off and show you. Maybe there's a ripe one on the other side. I've been lazy and I haven't added more wire to the trellis, so you can see it's kind of spilling over everywhere, but they are looking real good. Let me dive down in here. You can see all these little individuals are just delectable. I need to make myself like a mixed salsa, like a cut up tomatoes and peppers and like a cowboy caviar kind of dip. I think I should do that. But these are just perfect. Do you grow these? I think they're super fun to grow and easy peasy. Pepper time. Actually, it's been pepper time for forever. Banana peppers look great. My red hot chili peppers are ready to go. I haven't harvested a single one yet. I'm too afraid. Jalapenos, same thing, looking great. I think this is the chocolate pepper. Yep, these are turning dark brown like they're supposed to. The red, the orange, just these pretty decorative ones. And then the real peppers, well, they're all real peppers, but like when you think of a pepper, you think of these ones. Got lots of green peppers, and they're all going to be nice and ready. Bridget gets home from school on Friday. Yay, I'm so happy. My wife has been gone for the last 5 weeks, well, 6 really with camp. Finishing her master's degree, so this is the end of it. After 3 years, she will have her master's degree in education. She teaches music. I'm very proud of her. Choir director. So potatoes here. Now the leaves are turning yellow, and I'm not sure, but I think this means it's kind of dying back, which means the potatoes may be ready sooner than I was expecting, which would be cool. And since it's been so long since we had a garden tour, just look at how much the spaghetti squash has spread. Try to back up, give you some perspective. Nicely, I think I've got 5 or 6 decent ones, And it's grown well into this area like I wanted to. So some are dangling from there. That's about 5 inches long and 2.5 or so inches wide. I've got one down here. On Saturday, I put the basket underneath it just so it doesn't sit in the ground. My mom got me these. They're kind of cool. And when I put it on there, it was no bigger than a golf ball. And you can see it's pretty much filled out. There's another one in there, but the biggest one is down here. And it's a different color, I think, because it's not getting sunlight, or it's just further along. Either way, there's a basket under there, too. Because I'm a basket case. Hey, corn. Look at that. You can barely see the sun sculpture through there. Let me give you some perspective. Look at that. That's awesome. And the popcorn looks way cooler than the corn. Okay, so here's some tassels. I've never grown corn before. I won't profess to know anything. These are getting lighter, like they're about to have something that's going to blow in the wind. But like, look at this. There's these purpley spots with a green background. They're getting more purple as they get mature, and they're getting more dangly, about to do their corn mating thing. That's cool. We'll get to the sunflowers in a second, but as opposed to the sweet corn, which is about 1 foot to 2 feet shorter than the popcorn counterparts, I had some dirty squirrels try to do jumping jacks from corn to corn last week, so I lost several stalks, which is very disappointing. And it looks like a squirrel tried to jump on my mammoth sunflower too. It's a little bit bent, but it's not broken, so that will perk right back up. The other sunflowers, however, are looking very lovely. You've got several of this variety. No, I have no idea what they're called. Several of this variety. Oops. Aha. These were the first ones to come up. And now it looks like we're about to have the first one of these open up. You can see it's going to be a pretty orange. And I don't think there's a bud in the mammoth yet. Let's sneak on them. Excuse me, sunflowers. Oh, this is just naturally bending this way. You can feel the tension in the fiber. Nope, it doesn't look like there's any flowers on this yet, which is just fine. I'm surprised this is bending in this direction because the sun is over here. That's okay. The mammoth sunflowers are a new thing for me this year, just like the corn. So everything's a learning experience. Don't worry, we'll get to this in a second. The raspberries look good. The first harvest from the juvenile canes is well done. I guess there's a few stragglers, like with anything, but we had a real delicious harvest. One day I came out here and I got over a pound, and that was after several days of getting like pints at a time. The gooseberries are all gone from the gooseberry bush. What I didn't harvest essentially turned to purple mush and fell off, and I think birds or things got them, which is perfectly fine. I was happy with what I was able to do with this year. Good learning experience and very tasty. Oh hey, I got a new piece of artwork. Isn't that cool? And it's got some dangly bells on it. I know you want to listen. Yeah, that's relaxing to me. I like dangly bells. Hey, look at that. I've got stuff that's growing on my arch trellis. Who could ask for anything more? And some of these vines are just going crazy, like this sucker right here is this. It's going over and it's rooted on the completely opposite side. So that's like a 9-foot vine. So let's come on in and see what's a-growing. I always have to do this because there's almost always a spider web or two on the inside here. They've been lovely hair accessories for me. So this would be, I think, a cantaloupe, or maybe the beginnings of a watermelon. Oh, that's the cantaloupe. Oh no, the watermelon, pardon me. This is a cantaloupe, obviously. Look it up there. All right, see if I can focus on the fruit. Yeah, it's a little dark, but we got things that are growing on here, and this has really held its tension nicely. I'm very surprised by it. As I pull down, it doesn't really give a whole lot, which is great. So fingers crossed that it just doesn't collapse. Otherwise, I'll put some tension wire across, and that'll, you know, keep it sturdy. What else is growing? Here's one. And there were several down here. Oh yeah, this is a different, I think this might be a pumpkin. A pumpkin. I had some ornamental gourds I thought over here. Maybe not yet. But like every one of these will become a plant. It's so cool. I love seeing all these little dendrite tendrils, you know, just going crazy. Isn't that neat? Boing, boing. The little fingers that just reach out and make these tangled webs that grab on all by themselves. I thought for sure, because of the verticality I was practicing with, experimenting with here, that I would have to be tying these vines. Nope. The vines are tying themselves. All I have to do is encourage them to grow up and in between. Oh, here's a cool looking one. For perspective, here's my fist. It's about fist size. I had a couple real interesting ones over here. Oh yeah, I got a few started down there. I'll show you the better example. This one that's on the outside in relation to my fist. This is a new kind of squash that I'm trying. I think this is called a coconut squash. I'll link back to this row 9 seed company, or row 7, I forget what it was. But it was a new species and a new cool thing for me to try. So I'm excited that they look so beautiful. They're really forming well. Onto the first arch trellis, which we've seen this so much throughout the summer. The peas are obviously done. That's all this brown stuff is. There were a few that I just didn't harvest, but I mean, they're still good. You snap them off. They're still moist. I had cucumbers down here. Take a look. You can tell that these leaves, with the holes in them, are cucumber leaves. And I didn't think when I planted this. Turns out they definitely need more sun. I wasn't expecting so much shading from the door and whatnot. So the cucumbers didn't pan out, but lessons for next year. And on this side, all the beans are coming through. Like, take a look at these beans dangling overhead. Isn't that cool? This is exactly what I was going for. I wanted to have just fruit dangling through everywhere, easy to pick. So it's bean time. Time to harvest that. And I planted some different kind of beans too. I'm trying to think. These little red flowers is a different kind of bean. It's not a pole bean. I don't know what it was. I got it for free when I was in Iowa for a picnic, or not a picnic, but at a parade. The seed company was throwing out seeds instead of candy. How perfect was that? Anyways, this is doing well. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't plant pole beans all along here, or that most of them have not, I guess, climbed up to that level. There's a few above me. So there's still plenty left in the summertime. And the nice thing about pole beans is they'll grow until they can't grow anymore. And so long as you're harvesting them continuously, I think they'll bear well into the frost. You know what I mean? So, give you my perspective here. Actually, I should walk out and show you from the door. Oh, here. We'll do this first. Do. Yeah. That's the winner. Like a movie shot. Yeah, and that's the garden. Not much progress on the trees. I'll show it to you nonetheless, though. Okay, this is how this looks from the road. Every now and then people will come up and take a look. It's pretty fun to watch them explore. Here's the peach tree. Oh, hey, here comes an idiot on a motorcycle. Oh, compensating. Oh my gosh, these idiots are so loud. It drives me nuts. The peaches are just under the size of a golf ball. I don't really expect these to grow big enough to eat. I don't know well enough. This is just year 2 for this tree, so it's been fun watching them go. And then the Macintosh, I think later in August, I'll take a picture of myself next to this. It's now as tall as I am, maybe a couple inches short. And then when I planted it last year, we'll do like a year-over-year lapse, you'll see it's more than twice the height. So the garden's looking really good. I'm quite a fan. How's your garden growing? Let me know what surprises you've had, like me and my corn and such. and what experiments that you've tried that have turned out well or haven't. And thank you for your patience as I didn't get you a video last week. So, until next time, happy woodworking and happy gardening. Bye guys.